Photoshop developer Adobe isn't noted for giving away stuff for nothing, but Photoshop Album Starter Edition 3.2 is actually a freebie, although it takes a bit of finding. I had to Google it just to find the download page, and I think I know why. What Adobe would rather you do is buy Photoshop Elements, and why not? There's a link to it. They say upgrade, although it's not really an upgrade. The option of the UK online store is £105, Elements 6 and Premiere Elements 4 for all those video clips, and oh hello Photoshop CS3, I've missed you so. But I digress. Let's have a look at these menus. They seem fairly well populated, a lot of greying out there, so I suppose we better import some photos. You can get them in direct from camera, from mobile phone, or my preferred option, card reader, although I have prepped a shiny new drive with lots of pictures on it. There we are. Drive K. And let's get some photos. Now I'll not bore you with the import dialog. Here's a bunch of thumbnails, although I did have some raw images in there and they haven't shown up, so raw file preview is not supported, although JPEG and TIFF are. The shots are in date order from 2001 to 2079. Well, that's what tends to happen when one neglects to set the date and time on the camera. As with Elements, there's a bar along the top, and you can click on it to jump up and down the timeline, and those vertical bars indicate roughly how many shots you've taken in a particular month. As ever, some photographs will be taken with the camera on its side, with a few up here. Shift-click with the left mouse button to select contiguously, non-contiguous selection of course, with the control button depressed, and then hopping down bottom left, here are the rotate icons. Click and it'll render them, the previews, flip them up nice and smartly. There we go. The actual image editing functions are fairly basic. Double click to bring one up in full view mode. It's a symmetry, photogenic and yet poignant. There's a number of fixes. You can save a fixed image as a copy of the original, which is always a good idea. But let's just try out this one button, one click auto smart fix. And while the software optimizes colour and contrast, I'll just explain that this is in memoriam not to people who died in the First World War, but to those who died from a flu epidemic in the early 20th century. And there's the result. The greens are greener, contrast is enhanced, and if we zip down to the bottom right, pulling this slider to the left brings back our thumbnail view. And you can get them really small with this, but I think we'll stick it around the centre. And now it's time to get organised. Take a look at the top right. You'll find the Organise button there. We can create a collection. I'm going to call it Yakovlev. And if you don't know what a Yakovlev is, it's a kind of Russian aerobatic aircraft. And as chance would have it, I happen to have some photographs of such. There's our new collection.